throw another shrimp on the barbie, and get out your didgeridoo because we are going to Australia.
Neighbors, everybody needs good neighbors with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. That's when good neighbors become good friends.
We're here in Sydney. Look at this. I need to find a Hilton for the conference, NDC. Found it. Let's go. And we made it to the conference. This was fantastic. Look at this. Straight to the food. Actually, the food was pretty good, to be honest. So the first of many coffees of the day. It's good stuff. So it's pretty busy. Once I got to the floor, we got Elastic there. Elasticsearch, I believe. Dovetail. Powering the future of customer intelligence. These are the sponsors that make this whole NDC Sydney conference possible. Look, Troy Hunt in the flesh. He was actually there. I got to see Troy Hunt. Octopus Deploy. Big fan of Octopus Deploy. I used Octopus Deploy in 2014 at KPMG. Unbelievable. So I don't know what the real arrangement's here, but SSW appeared to be donating staff. Big sponsor. Had some cute llamas. I have no idea. Had some Flappy Bird clone that really upset people. So it was time for the keynote. Everyone was getting ready, only a few minutes away, 4 minutes here. They played a nice welcome video from, I'm assuming, the NDC Sydney staff.
Thank you to all our speakers who traveled in from near and far. We really appreciate you being a part of NDC.
What about the people that flew hundreds of miles for this? These are awesome companies, very good. But that's London.
Remember to evaluate the sessions.
Why is he in London?
This was not a good talk.
So, keynote time. It was Chris Old from Microsoft. He's a CTO in Sydney, covers AI and financial services. Proper bigwig. He did a bit of a cold open to scare us all, talking about philosophy, which was quite strange. So Chris opened by telling us how much money he made, how many companies he's exited from before getting his nice job at Microsoft. And you know he's important because he doesn't actually tuck his shirt in throughout the talk, so you know he's a proper CTO. So he's a AI CTO at Microsoft, but does a demo on stage using Claude Code, not GitHub Copilot. Come on, bro, come on. So it was a good talk in general, but to remind you about how much money he's made in his career, he decided to dedicate part 2 to talking about family trusts. He actually put his hand up and said, who here has got a family trust? And there were no hands going up, and then continued to talk about family trusts for the rest of the talk. Why not? After being reminded about how poor I was, it was time for another coffee. Next up, Aaron Powell, DevRel from GitHub, although he might be a Microsoft employee. Not sure, depends if he uses Teams or Slack, I guess. Juggling on stage. He gave us the pretty standard history of GitHub Copilot. We had a nice talk from Scott Hanselman at the .NET Developers Tokyo meetup the other week. Covered similar stuff, but it was good to see from another GitHub DevRel guy just how he uses it. I'm slowly warming to GitHub Copilot CLI, as you know, and these friendly DevRel chaps are helping, genuinely. Keep going. Then it was time for more coffee after more Copilot. Let's go, coffee time. Fans of the channel will know I've been playing with Microsoft Agent Framework. Yeah, we had a nice talk here. Arafat Teshin here, who is a 7-year MVP for AI stuff for Microsoft, gave us a way better demo than my hastily slapped together Agent Framework video from the other day. I was actually quite impressed. He figured out stuff like human in the loop that I didn't manage to get my head around. Then it was time for some lunch. This was okay, mashed potato, crushed potato they called it, strangely, watered down by some more coffee. Then it was time for possibly my favourite Microsoft MVP, David Whitney, who gave us his talk, Meditations on Code as Art. this was actually meaningful. I had the colleagues that I travelled with were clapping, smiling, laughing. It was actually quite funny. He made an effort. He made real slides, no AI generated slides. It was actually a presentation with story. Yeah, I mean, he was a bit sad because this might be the last year he gets to make this talk because of AI taking over everything. I mean, how many talks open with the bed? Yeah, I mean, a classic bit of art. But if you ask me, the answer to the question, can computers make art, is no, they can't. Because, art is self-expression of a human, and AI has no self, therefore it cannot create art. There you go. After that deep stuff, it was time to wind down at the NDC party. They got the beers out, the food out. Look at these chappies. Look, Troy Hunt again. Yeah, he's tall, you can't miss him. Everybody was, and Lars Klint in his pink suit. And the reason Lars Klint was in his pink suit was because he was about to run the strangest game show I've ever seen. In here, in the hall, was a game called Slide or Die. Now, when I was complaining about AI generated slides the other day on X, well, this game was all about AI generated slides. The speakers would come up and have to ad-lib their way through a presentation. So we got some food. This was actually pretty okay. I had a nice chicken tortilla wrap. But the MVPs all getting ready. We're all friends, chatting, haven't seen each other for 3 months. The queue for the food was insane. It was okay.
We're going to start in just a second, but there is food over there in case you hadn't noticed.
Thank you, Lars Klint. I saw the food. So 7 speakers were chosen to do this, and I will mute this because we were asked to not record it in case they say something that they would regret. But the speakers did a damn good job talking and ad-libbing and doing slide karaoke. Slide or die, meaning obviously PowerPoint slides, of course. This chap's name, Lucky, his name was Lucky, and I think he should have won. He was absolutely incredible. Yeah, I mean, there were hot takes at Jira, don't know what was going on there. This was kind of worth the entry fee alone. Yeah, so this chap, I don't know, his name was Lemon, like just genuinely Lemon. He was a bit crazy, but yeah. So after all that, they argued over which 3 people should go through to the final round. But it turns out the final round was more presentations. So they started all over again, doing more ad-libbing. And at that point, I thought it was time to go. So we decided to pack it in. And I will leave you with the best performance of the evening. Thank you for watching.